Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you for coming back to my channel today, or for coming for the first time if you're new here. Today I would like to read you a Reddit thread or some particular posts on a Reddit thread that I've really been enjoying lately, and that is the thread called Today I Learned, TIL. Basically, these are all just facts about various things that a lot of people probably didn't know. So kind of like how I like to read random facts. This is a great thread. A lot of them are fact checked. Like if you go into each post, there will have sources and things like that. But again, I wouldn't like bet my life that these are true. But I think most of them are supposed to be. So I've picked 20, I believe, to read that were really interesting to me anyway. And these are some of the top ones from the last week and month and so on. So I'll read those to you. But I hope you had a really great week this past week, and I hope you're having a great month so far. Next week I'll be doing the horoscope for November. So I'm excited for that because it's my birthday month. Alright, so the first little tidbit of information that I have for you. Today I learned that dogs can tell when you're due to come home by how much of your scent is remaining in the house. Which is really interesting because I guess they can sense as scents leave the air or the house. So supposedly they're also able to tell like when it's dinner time or what time of day it is in general based on the different smells that occur at those times. So it's really interesting. The next one is, today I learned that we have 7-day weeks today because the ancient Babylonians observed 7 objects in the heavens: the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And they based their weeks on that. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And a comment on that also says 7 days is 1/4 of a lunar cycle, and it was used for astronomical purposes by several civilizations before it became standard in our modern world. So that's interesting. Okay, the next one is, today I learned that the process to create some of the 40% less fat potato chips are nearly identical to the classic chips and just have one additional step. After they're removed from the fryer, they spin the excess oil in a centrifuge. The next one is, today I learned that Napoleon did not like to eat set meals, instead choosing to eat when he was hungry. Napoleon's preference forced his palace chefs to constantly have chickens roasting on spits to suit his erratic hunger. Additionally, Napoleon preferred eating with his hands rather than using utensils. The next one is, today I learned about clink restaurants, which are in the UK, where your meal will be cooked and served by prisoners who are training toward gaining their accredited qualifications. The aim is to increase future prospects of the prisoners who want to turn their lives around and reduce reoffending. So that's good. Next, today I learned that President Andrew Jackson was gifted a 1,400 pound block of cheese by a New York dairy farmer. The cheese remained on display at the White House for over a year, but was entirely eaten by a large crowd during Jackson's final party as a president. Which I don't know how it was on display, because I know they age cheese, but if I just set my cheese out for a year, I wouldn't be able to eat it after. I don't think. Anyway, it's interesting. Okay, next. Today I learned that in GE, General Electric, in the 1920s, as a joke, newly hired engineers would be told to develop an inside frosted light bulb, which was believed to be impossible. In 1925, newly hired Marvin Pipkin got the assignment and astonished his peers by succeeding. The next one is, today I learned that horses identify photographs of their current keepers and even of former keepers whom they had not seen in 6 months at a rate much better than chance. Horses correctly identified their current keeper and ignored the stranger's face about 75% of the time. Next, today I learned that John Ratzenberger, who played Cliff Clavin on Cheers, sensed in his audition for Cheers that he wasn't going to get the part. But he asked the producers if they had written a know-it-all character in the bar. The producers thought that it was a great idea, and they added it into the script. And he had originally auditioned to be Norm. Okay, next is, today I learned about a case report on a 19-year-old wrestler who died after losing 9 pounds in 8.5 hours by exercising vigorously in a hot environment, wearing a vapor impermeable suit under a cotton warm-up suit. He resumed exercising 2 hours after the weight loss and died from cardiac arrest an hour later. That is quite sad. So definitely wouldn't recommend overheating yourself while you're working out. Okay, next. Today I learned that M&Ms were inspired by the soldiers' rations during the Spanish Civil War. Forrest Mars Sr. of the Mars Company observed British volunteers eating chocolate beads encased in a hard sugar shell, Smarties, which prevented melting. By World War II, M&Ms were produced and sold exclusively to the military. So, M&Ms are really just a knockoff of Smarties. Okay, next. Today I learned that sharks are older than trees. Sharks have existed for more than 450 million years, whereas the earliest tree lived around 350 million years ago. Next, today I learned that Robert Wadlow, the world's tallest man, had over a 10-foot long casket that weighed 1,000 pounds. He required 16 pallbearers. His family ordered his casket entombed in concrete as they feared grave diggers. Next, today I learned that the most valuable company in the U.S. in 1964, AT&T, had 758,611 employees. The most valuable company today, Apple, has around 137,000 employees. So there were around 6 times as many employees at AT&T as there is at Apple right now. Next, today I learned that in the early 1900s, school bathrooms were invented to help teach children to bathe regularly and to promote the idea of regular bathing to their parents. During this time period, people usually only bathe once a week. Next, today I learned that Costco's hot dog has remained $1.50 since it was first introduced in 1984. After the company president complained that they were losing money on it, CEO Jim Sinegal put his foot down. He said, "If you raise the price of the effing hot dog, I will kill you." I just thought that was funny. Next one is, today I learned that in Japan, if a working day falls between 2 public holidays, that working day becomes an additional holiday by law, also known as a citizen's holiday, which is really nice. I think they should adopt that in North America as well. Okay, the next one is, today I learned that someone in New York State bought an old bull at a tag sale in 2007 for $3. When the buyer had it appraised several years later, they learned it was a 1,000-year-old Chinese bull that was initially valued at $200,000 to $300,000. It later sold at an auction for $2.2 million. Today I learned that Phil Collins, composer of the soundtrack to Disney's 1999 animated film Tarzan, performed all the songs not only in English, but French, German, Italian, and Spanish as well. Which is really impressive considering that translating a song means there are completely different lyrics and it would be really hard to keep up the same tempo, beat, and rhythm. So that's 5 languages. 5 languages. Okay, next. Today I learned that Alien's entire cast, including Sigourney Weaver, was originally just genderless last names, and they then picked the best person for each character, then chose a first name for them. So that's interesting. Today I learned that there's a phenomenon where millions of people in Britain simultaneously all turn on their electric kettles during commercial TV breaks, and they cause massive power surges countrywide. That is such a British thing to do. It's so cute, but it's a shame that their power surges countrywide while they're watching TV. Today I learned that Italian speakers with dyslexia tend to have less severe reading impairment than English or French speakers due to Italian's simpler and more phonetic spelling. Next, today I learned that 61% of Americans dread the holidays due to increased spending, and 75% of parents with children under the age of 18 fear disappointing their children during the holidays. That's really sad. And I think you can fear disappointing anyone during the holidays, like with the gifts that you get them. What if they don't like it? Today I learned that spiral staircases were installed in fire stations in the 1800s, which we knew, but why? It was to stop the horses that pulled the engines going up the stairs when they smelled the food cooking. So they used to go upstairs. Today I learned that journalist Dan Rather became famous after his reporting saved thousands of lives during Hurricane Carla in 1961. He created the first radar weather report by overlaying a transparent map over a radar image of Hurricane Carla. This then helped initiate the evacuation of 350,000 people. That's really awesome. Alright, well, this is my last one. Today I learned that fruit isn't always vegan. Many stores spray their fruit with shellac wax to preserve it, and shellac is derived from insects, making it non-vegan. So, what next? With that, I'm done with those facts for tonight. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really interested in that thread lately. That's one of the things I usually check like at night when I'm just kind of whatever, eating my dinner, doing whatever. So I'll link it down below if you're interested. Yeah, they're just interesting facts about a bunch of different things in life, in the world, and history and things like that, which I love learning about history, so it's really interesting to me. So yeah, thank you very, very, very much for watching this video and choosing to come to my channel today. I appreciate it very, very much, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you really, really soon. Bye.